Okay, so we will discuss now the finance lease under lessor. Yeah. So the first one is direct finance lease. So finance lease classification under lessor accounting, or on the part of the lessor, a finance lease is either direct finance lease or sales type lease. So the main distinction between the two is the presence or absence of the manufacturer or dealer profit or loss. So kumbaga, yung difference nila is that a direct finance lease recognizes only interest income, while for sales type lease, it recognizes both interest income and the gross profit on sale. Okay, since sa sales type lease, you are the manufacturer or the dealer. So accounting consideration, so you do have the first one, gross investment, gross rental for the entire lease term plus residual value whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Then net investment in the lease is the cost of the asset plus initial direct cost paid by the lessor. And C naman, unearned interest income is the difference between A and B. So difference ng gross investment and net investment is the unearned interest income. And for the last one, initial direct cost is added to the cost of the asset. Alright, so let's try the MCQ theory. So gross investment, the lease is equal to sum of the lease payments receivable by a lessor under a finance lease and may unguaranteed residual value accruing to the lessor. B, the lease payments under the finance lease of the lessor. C, present value of the lease payments under a finance lease of the lessor and any unguaranteed residual value. Or D, present value of the lease payments under the finance lease of the lessor. Okay? So, what do you think is the answer? So, the answer for this one is letter A. Sum of all lease payments. Hindi yung mga present value. Okay? So, yung mga present values will be sa net investment. While for gross investment, sum of the lease payments. And even the residual value whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Okay, next one. Lessors shall recognize asset held under a finance lease as a receivable at the amount equal to the A, gross investment in the lease, B, net investment, C, gross rentals, or D, residual value whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Ayan. So, receivable. So, titingin is the answer. So, the answer here is letter A. Gross investment in the lease that will form part of receivable of the lessor. So, let's have, for example, this one. Illustration for direct finance lease. Ayan. So, on January 1, 2017, lessor company leased a machinery to another entity with the following details. So, cost of machinery, 3,194,410. Residual value is 500. Useful life and lease term is 4 years. Implicit interest rate is 10%. So, present value of 1 at 10% for 4 periods, 0.6830. Present value ordinary annuity of 1 at 10% for 4 periods, 3.1699. And the machinery will revert back to the lessor at the end of the lease term because there is neither transfer of title nor a purchase option. Ayan. Okay? So, requirement, annual rental, and unearned interest income. So, for annual rental, what we're going to do, cost of machinery, and then present value of the residual value or unguaranteed residual value. So, deduct this one to compute for the net investments to be covered from the rental. So, as you can see, your net investment is both the present value of the rental and present value of the guaranteed or unguaranteed residual value. So, in this case, nag-work back po tayo na. That's why divide present value ordinary annuity of 1 for 10 periods, 10% for 4 periods, 3.1699 to compute for the annual rental na 900,000. Now, for unearned interest income, gross rental lang, di ba? Yung A at saka B yung kanina, di ba? Gross rental at saka yung net investment. So, gross rentals, 3,600 plus residual value whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. So, that is the gross investment. Less the net investment, which is the cost of the machinery. Ayan. So, therefore, meron siya unearned interest income na 905,590. Now, for a guaranteed scenario, under the guaranteed scenario, the lessee will pay for the difference. The journal entry of the lessor is debit cash and credit machinery at debit machinery for 400. The credit lease receivable for 500. Ayan. Now, if it is unguaranteed scenario, so yung unguaranteed scenario, if the fair value at year end is 400 pala, no? 400, which is unguaranteed scenario, the lessor recognize the loss for the difference. In this case pala, mas malaki yung residual value na 500 kasi sa 400 na fair value. So, if it is unguaranteed, so it was not guaranteed by the lessee, therefore, loss imparted the lessor. Okay? So, yung kanina, that is cash, no? Cash payment coming from the lessee. Kasi ginarantii niya yung residual value. So, actually, the residual value here is 500,000, which the lease receivable at year end, while the fair market value is only 400. So, yung difference is 100, which is the cash payment or cash received na in this case no kay lessor. So, itong cash payment galing ito kay or cash received galing ito kay lessee. Now, if it is unguaranteed scenario, it will be wala siyang cash payment or cash receipt. Therefore, automatic, the 100 difference is lost on finance. Okay? Let's say direct finance is then meron siyang transfer of title to the lessee. Question is annual rental and unearned interest income. So, January 1 to 17, lessor company leased a machinery to another entity with the following details. The cost of machinery is 3,449,600. Residual value is 500,000. Useful life and lease term, 5 years. Implicit interest rate is 8%. So, the annual rental payable in advance on January 1 of each year starting January 1, 2017. So, advance annuity pala ito na. Present value advance annuity of 1 at 8% is equal to 4.31. The lease provides for a transfer of title to the lessee at the end of the lease term. So, again, the requirement is annual rental and unearned interest income. So, for annual rental, same pa rin po yung kanina, no? Workbook mo lang. Yan. So, wala namang residual value, no? Automatic cost of machinery divided by the present value advance annuity of 1. 4.312. So, the annual rental is 800,000. Now, for the unearned interest income, okay? So, gross rental, which is 800,000 as answered kanina, times 5 years, so the total gross rentals are 4 million. Or is 4 million, yeah. The net investment is the cost of machinery, 3,449,600. Therefore, the unearned interest income is 550,400. Okay. Next one is the sales type lease naman in part with the lessor. So again, the lessor is actually a manufacturer or dealer that uses the lease as a means of facilitating the sale of product. So in this case, yun nga, unlike with the direct finance lease, only it recognizes interest income. But in this case, under sales type lease, ayan, the lessor is a manufacturer or dealer in which the lessor will recognize both the interest income and the gross profit on sale. Interest income and recognition of manufacturer dealer profit. Accounting consideration, same pa rin po no for gross investment. Okay, gross rental plus residual value whether guaranteed or guaranteed. The net investment in the lease, present value of the gross rental plus the present value of the residual value whether guaranteed or guaranteed. Then another interest income for the difference, A and B. And sales, net investment in the lease or fair value of the lease, whichever is lower. So, accounting consideration again, cost of goods sold, cost of the assets sold plus each direct cost paid by the lessor. Gross profit is sales minus cost of goods sold. Initial direct cost is component of cost of goods sold. Wala pala, sorry. So these are the accounting consideration under sales type list. Ayan. So let's have the multiple choice problem. Vanderbilt Company is a dealer in machinery. On January 2015, a machinery was leased to another entity with the following provisions. So annual rental payable at the end of each year is 3 million. Lease term and useful life of machinery is 5 years. Yan, so sakli pala na. Then cost of machinery is 8 million. Residual value is unguaranteed at 1 million. Implicit interest rate is 12%. Then present value of the ordinary annuity of 1 for 5 periods at 12% is 3.60. Present value of 1 for 5 periods at 12% is 0.37. At the end of the lease term, December 31, 2019, the machinery will revert back to Vanderbilt. So Vanderbilt incurred initial direct cost of 300 on the financing or finalizing the lease agreement. First one, what is the unearned interest income of January 1, 2015? Okay. So the answer for this one is letter A, 4,630,000. So bakit sa 4,630,000? Diba pag unearned rental income is gross investment less the net investment. Gross less net. So gross rental 3 million times 5, 15 million plus residual value of the if it is guaranteed. Okay? Yung kaya unguaranteed is ano. So assuming if it is guaranteed. Guaranteed ba yun sa kanina? Change to this is guaranteed din siya, guys. Ayan, guaranteed. Okay. Gross investment 16 million. Present value of the net investment. Rental 3 million times 3.6. Ayan, 10,800,000. Then residual value of the guaranteed. Ayan, 1 million times 0.7. So nasa binigyan na exact cost of the by the way, sales type is pala ito. So net investment is based on the present value of the rental and the residual value guaranteed or guaranteed. So another interest income is this one, which difference of the gross investment sa yung net investment. Yeah, so 4,630,000. So by the way, in residual value, whether unguaranteed or guaranteed, it will form part naman sa gross investment. Whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. So they have unearned income or unearned interest income, 4,630,000. Now for what should be the reported gross profit on sale? So yung gross profit is the difference ng sales at saka yung cost of goods sold. So that will be the basis of sales. But take note for this one, later na. So what do you think is the answer for this one? The answer is letter B, 3,070,000. So by the way, meron pala siyang difference na in terms of sales sa amount lang ng sales. Pero yung gross profit, you would arrive with the same answer, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. So in terms of sales, hindi kasali yung unguaranteed. Okay, unguaranteed na gross. Okay, gross amount of the residual value. Hindi kasali. Then, hindi rin kasali yung present value of the unguaranteed residual value in this case sa cost of sales. So, initial direct cost is also form part of cost of sales. Remember, diba? Pag initial direct cost, it will form part sa cost of sales. So, deduct initial direct cost. So, you would arrive with the same gross profit on sale, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. So, in this case, 3,070,000. Okay, so the answer is, ano pala yung answer? Letter B. Okay. Next one, what is the interest income for 2015? So, interest income, multiply mo lang 11,370,000 times 12% na implicit interest rate. Okay. So, net investment times 12%. So, 1,364,400. Okay. Now, in this case, assuming merong actual sale of underlying asset. Kasi yung kanina, no? Dun sa lessee, okay? So, merong actual purchase. So, let's have naman in part with the lessor, which is actual sale of underlying. Kumbaga, during the term of the lease, na-decide si lessee na bibilihin na niya yung item or yung equipment in this case. So, Ananati actually sold an equipment that it had been leasing under the sales type is for 3,500,000. So, the following balances are associated with the finance lease on the books of the lessor on the date of sale. So, this is receivable, 5 million, and then another interest income for 1,200,000. So, compute for the loss on sale of the lease equipment. So, same pa rin po, no? Sales price less the carrying amount of the lease receivable. So, receivable less another interest income, 3,800,000. So, meron siyang loss on sale of the lease equipment. So, bakit siya loss? Because the sale price is 3,500,000. Still supposed to be, if it is na-continue siya sa as receivable, 3,800,000. So, meron siyang loss na 300,000 for the lease equipment. Sayang. No? So, journal entry, you debit cash for 3,500,000 for the cash payment, no? Coming from the customer ni lessee. Okay, so ito yung na-receive mo, kumbaga, from lessee. Unearned interest income, close mo siya, and recognize the loss on equipment for 300,000, and then credit the lease receivable because yun nga, binili na ni lessee. Okay. So, next one is yung sales and leaseback. Okay. So, sales and leaseback naman, by definition, a sale and leaseback is an arrangement whereby one party sells an asset to another party and then immediately leases the assets back from the new owner. So, kumbaga, yung seller becomes seller and then lessee. No? Binenta niya and then later on, i-lease niya yung item. So, seller, lessee. Buyer becomes buyer and lessor. So, pinurchase niya, divide the item, and then, pinarenta niya. Okay. Sorry. That is sale and leaseback. Okay. So, let's have illustration. So, sales and if the sales price is at fair value, so walang problema ito. Yung sales price at fair value. So, on January 1 to 17, Ananati sold an equipment with the remaining life of 10 years and immediately leased it back for 4 years at the prevailing market rental. The sales price at fair value 6 million, carrying amount of equipment is 4,500,000. Annual rental payable at the end of 6 years 800. Implicit interest rate is 10%. Present value ordinary annuity of 1 at 10% for 4 periods 3.170. Compute for lease liability, right of use asset, the gain or loss to be recognized. So, in terms of sales and leaseback, meron siyang steps actually. So, ito yung step. Compute mo muna yung lease liability. Then, bago mo ma-compute yung right of use asset, and then, i-compute mo na yung gain or loss to be recognized. Let's start with lease liability. So, lease liability is just the present value of the rental. This one. 800 times 3.172536. 2,536. Now, for right of use asset, eto na. Gagawa ka ng formula actually. Sales price at fair value. And then, carrying amount of the equipment for 4,500,000. And then, compute for the cost of right of use asset using the formula. Present value of lease liability divided by, this is divide, by fair value and then multiply by the carrying amount. So, substitute the formula. Cost of right of use asset is 2,536, the present value of the lease liability as yung answer kanina, divided by 6 million na fair value of the asset, multiplied by the carrying amount of the equipment. So, the right of use asset here is no 1,902,000. Okay? So, again, compute muna yung lease liability and then, gagawa ka ng formula, substitute the formula, compute for the cost of right of use asset. Ayan. And then lastly, sa gain or loss to be recognized. So, the gain or loss that pertains to the right retained by the seller lessee is not recognized. Ang gain or loss to be recognized is yung right transfer to the buyer lessor, which is this one, yeah. Buyer or to lessor. Okay. So, total gain is fair value carrying amount 6 million minus 4,500,000. So, total is 1,500,000. But hindi ito yung total na recognized as gain ng company. Okay? So, what we're going to do, the fair value is 6 million. Ikaw yung seller lessee in this case. No? And then, right retained by the seller lessee is equals to 2,536,000, which is equal to the lease liability. Okay? And then, compute for the difference. So, ito yung right transfer to buyer and lessor. And with this one, gagawa ka ng fraction. Okay? So, gain to be recognized is yung right transfer to buyer lessor na 3,464,000 divided by 6 million, the fair value, multiplied by the total gain. So, ang gain to be recognized is yung, take note, right transfer to the buyer lessor, 866,000. And then, gain not to be recognized, syempre, yung right retained by the seller lessee. 2,536,000 divided by 6 million times 1,500,000 is 34. So, total gain is 1,500,000. But in this case, the gain to be recognized is the portion, yung right transfer to buyer or lessor. Okay, see the flow? Starting with computation ng lease liability, and then, compute ka ng right of use asset, then, compute ka ng gain or loss to be recognized. Okay. Kaya. Let's try MCQ problem, this one. So, on January 1, 2017, this company sold the equipment to an affiliated entity at a fair value of 5 million. The equipment had a carrying amount of 4,500,000 and a remaining life of 10 years. The same daily company leased back the equipment at 15,000 per month for 2 years with no option to renew the lease or repurchase the equipment. The present value of the lease payments using the appropriate interest rate was, binigyan niya pala, no? 318,650 on January 1 to 7. What is the initial lease liability? Siyempre, binigay naman sa problem yan sa letter A. 380,650. What is the cost of right of use asset? So, gagawa ka ng fraction. Ayan. Yung formula. No? Okay. So, the answer for this one is B. So, gagawa ka ng formula with this one. Cost of right of use asset is equal to present value of lease liability divided by fair value multiplied by carrying amount. So, right of use asset is 380,650, which is the lease liability. Divided by 5 million, the fair value multiplied by 4,500,000 as the carrying amount. So, the cost of right of use asset is 286,785. Ayan, bulo na. Ayan. What is the annual depreciation of the right of use asset? So, based on the computation kanina, depreciation is 286,785 divided by 2 years. Kasi 2 years yung term, diba, ng lease. So, 143,392,000. Ayan. And then, what is the gain on right transfer to the buyer or lessor? The answer for this one is letter B, 468,135. So, how come it is 468,135? So, gain or loss to be recognized is syempre yung gain transferred to buyer, lessor. So, total gain actually is 500. But the fair value is 5 million pala yan. The right retained by seller lessee is 318,650. And right transfer to buyer lessor is 4,681,350. So, based on this one, ito. Fair value, right retained, saka right transfer, gagawa ka ng fraction with this one. So, gain to be recognized is the right transfer to buyer lessor divided by the fair value of 5 million multiply by the total gain, 500,000. So, answer is 468,135. Let's continue muna. Yan. Gain not to be recognized. Siyempre, yung right retained by the seller, less. Total gain, 500. And the answer is 468,135. Okay. So, yan yung computation if the fair value is equals to the, or yung sales price is equals to the fair value. The problem here is if the sales price is above or below the fair value. So like in this case. So on January 1 to 17, then he sold the building with the remaining life of 20 years and immediately leases back for 5 years at the prevailing market rental. So the sales price here is 20 million. Fair value, so as you can see, mas malaki yung sales price dito sa fair value. So the carrying amount of the building is 10 million. Annual rental payable at the end of each year is 1,500,000. Implicit interest rate is 6%. Present value, ordinary annuity of 1 at 10% for 4 periods, 4.212. Compute for the lease liability, right of use asset, and gain or loss to be recognized. Ayan. So, yung first one is his liability, same pa rin po na which is the present value of the rental. Present value na 1,500,000 annual rental multiplied by 4.212, the present value ordinary annuity of 1. And then, compute for the right of use asset, so sales price, less fair value, so meron sa excess sales price over fair value na 2 million. Actually, this excess sales price over fair value, this is investment. Investment siya. So, present value of rentals is 1,318,000. Invest mo yung additional financing equal to excess of fair value this one. So, ang present value related lang sa lease liability is only 4,318,000. And compute for the right of use asset using this one. So, cost of right of use asset is the present value of related to lease liability na 4,380,000 divided by the fair value na 18 million. Multiply by 10,000 which is the carrying amount of the asset. So, you do have here the cost of right of use asset 2,398,889. Okay? So again, ano pala yung kaibahan dito? Yung additional financing. Deduct mo lang siya sa present value of rental to compute for the present value related to the lease liability. Ayan. So gain or loss to be recognized. Total gain is yung fair value carrying amount which is 8 million. Fair value 18. Right retained by the seller lessee 4,318,000 which is yung lease liability attributable only to rental. Ayan. Right transfer to buyer lessor, and with this one, gagawa ka ng fraction. Gain to be recognized, 13,682,000 divided by 8 million times 8 million na total gain. Then, gain not to be recognized, so total gain, and syempre yung recognized na gain is this one, 6,080,889. Okay. Next one is yung allocation of annual rental. So, yung sabi ko kanina. So, yung annual rental is actually composition of the financial asset at saka yung rental income. So, yung rental income is only 4,318,000. The financial asset is 2 million. Total present value 6,318,000. So, gagawa ka ng fraction ulit dito kasi you're going to allocate the 1.5 na annual rental. So, yung 1.5 specific to rental income is only 1,025,166. Yung excess, this is financial asset. So, to recognize this one in journal entry, hindi pala binigay ng journal entry. So, rental income this one, and this is perform part as for the financial asset. Now, let's try for the MCQ problem. So, January 1 to 17, Raquel Company sold the building and immediately leased it back. And then the following data pertain to the lease. Sale-leaseback transaction. Ayan. Okay. So, sales price 9 million. Fair value is lower pala siya, 8 million. Carrying amount of the building, 7,200,000. Annual rental payable at the end of each year, 600. The remaining life of the building is 20 years. Lease terms, 4 years. Implicit interest rate is 12%. Present value ordinary annuity of 1 at 12% for 40 years is 3.037. So, compute for initial lease liability, same pa rin po, no? So, the answer for this one is letter A. So, present value lang ng rental, 600,000 times 3.037. So, 1,822,200. And then, compute for the right of use asset. The answer for this one is letter B. So, gagawa ka ng formula. And syempre, yung present value is kasali na dun yung excess of the fair market value, 1 million. Diba? Excess yung fair market value, no? Wait lang. Tingnan natin guys. So, 9 million na sales price, yung fair market value is only 8 million. So, merong difference na 1 million. That's why in the solution, you deduct 1 million. So, 1,822,200 minus 1 million na excess divided by 8 million times 7,200,000 na carrying amount. So, 739,980. And what is the gain on right transfer to buyer lessor? Siyempre, that's is that receipt. 717,780. So, kumbaga, gain to be recognized is this one. Total gain is 800, which is the difference between the fair value and carrying amount. The fair value here is 8 million less the right retained by seller lessee, which is equal to the lease liability, 822,200. So, ito yung right transfer to buyer lessor. And with this one, gagawa ka ng fraction. So, gain to be recognized here is this one. Okay? Meron pa ba? What is the annual rental income of the buyer lessor? So, yun nga sabi ko kanina, no? Part of this one is part ng rental income, then part of the annual rental is also yung sa financial asset. So, the answer for this one is letter C, 270,728. So, kumbaga, based on the present value, 822,200 is the rental income, and yung excess na fair value, financial asset. So, with this one, gagawa ka ng fraction to allocate the 600,000. So, yung first one, for rental is 270,728. For financial assets, 329,272. Ayan. Wala pala sa ano. Okay. So, how about if the sales price is below the fair value? So, on January 1, 2017, Aneti sold the equipment with the remaining life of 8 years and immediately leased it back for 5 years. So, the sales price is 5 million. The fair market value is 5,500,000. So, in this case, mas malaki yung fair value kaysa sales price. The carrying amount of the equipment is 4 million and annual rental payable at the end of each year is 900. Implicit interest rate is 8%. The fair present value ordinary annuity of 1 at 8% for 5 periods is 3.993. Complete for the lease liability, the right of use asset and gain or loss to be recognized. So if that's the case, same pa rin po, no? Let's start with the lease liability. Present value of the rental. So 3,590,700. And then for right of use asset, so yung kaibahan lang niya in this case is the excess of sales price over fair value, 500. This will be added. Diba pag malaki yung sales price is sa fair value to be deducted sa present value of the rental. So, compute for present value related to the lease liability. But in this case, pag mas lower si sales price kaysa sa fair value, it will be added. Take note na added. Finance lease. So, gagawa ka ng fraction to compute for the right of use asset. 2,977,236, which is the present value of the lease liability, 4,093,700 divided by 5,500,000 na fair value. Remember, fair value ito ha. Ayan. Multiply by the carrying amount of 4 million, so meron siyang cost of right of use asset na 2,977,236. And last one, gain or loss to be recognized. Total gain supposed to be is 1,500,000. But syempre, this is not gain to be recognized. Gagawa ka muna or complete mo muna yung right transfer to buyer lesson. So fair value 5,500,000 less right retained by seller lessee is equal to the lease liability 4,990,700. So right transfer to buyer lesser is 1,406,300. And then gain to be recognized is syempre yung right transfer to buyer lesser. And then gain not to be recognized yung retain. So total gain 1,500 and the answer is 318,500. Ayan. Okay. Thank you po for your time and for attending po. Goodbye po and